And then I saw you in the green room. I said, good to meet you, Robbie. And we have met before. We had actually met before today, you're saying.
Yeah, you emceed a golf tournament at Lakeside Golf Club.
We play in the Los Angeles Red Cross tournament every year.
The Red Cross one, yes. Yeah. Okay.
And then what happened?
You presented me with a long drive.
A golf bag, club glove? Did I give you a club glove?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you win the long drive?
I did.
You've got that game?
I'm a much better golfer than I am football player.
All right, now let's get into this. What's the name of this film that suddenly went viral on Twitter a few months ago, Robbie?
You know what's messed up? It's called The Duff, and it's a teen comedy. And the guy who posted it had no business watching ABC Family when it was on. When we shot the movie, I fought really hard. We got to set, and there was a big, giant diffusion set up.
Yes.
Right where I'm supposed to throw a football.
Explain what a diffusion is to those who don't know.
We're shooting in Atlanta. It's the middle of the summer, and the sun is beating down on you.
Yes.
So the cinematographer sets up a giant diffusion, which is like
the screen, right?
A giant white screen.
Right. To keep the sun from bashing into you.
From coming into you.
Right.
So I get to my mark, and right where I'm supposed to throw a football is a giant diffusion. So I'm like, where am I supposed to throw this football? And they're like, well, just throw it to somebody standing beside the camera. I'm like, so I'm throwing the football to someone 3 feet in front of me.
Right.
And this is just a PA who's standing beside the camera, and I don't want to rifle a football at somebody a few feet from me.
With diffusion equipment all around,
well,
right?
I just ended up making this stupid, dinky dunk pass.
Throwing motion.
I fought the director on it.
You fought it. You fought the director on it.
Yeah, I was like, just make some space for me. And they're like, we don't have time for this, which is true. It's a 5-week shoot. It's my first lead role in a movie. I don't have any real power. When it went viral, the director texted me, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I told you.
That's right.
I told you this would happen. And he was like, I can go on Twitter. I'm like, don't. It's fine. I'm like, just hopefully it'll die one day. And then it went way more viral. And I had friends hitting me up, and they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, shut up. This is not my fault.
When I got in touch with him immediately, and he said, I have been dreading this day
7
since
years.
the premiere of the film.
I thought it was free.
It had been lying in wait.
The movie came out in it was like 6 years ago. I'm like, great. I went to the premiere, I saw it, and I was like, oh my God. It's going to happen right away. And in of all the reviews, I only saw one where someone called it out, and social media wasn't that big yet. And I was like, okay, I'm clear. And then this happened, and my poor wife, my blood was boiling for 2 days.
Because you're a competitor, Robbie Amell, right?
Well, I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing really competitive hockey. I played high school football, but it's not nearly as big in Canada. But I'm the guy who hates seeing poor athleticism on camera because I didn't grow up an actor. And it just always really bugs me. And I was like, this is my nightmare, being the guy that I hate.
But there was.
I'm really glad we're talking about it.
But there wasn't. You couldn't sidearm it. You couldn't because it.
I couldn't really do anything. Honestly,
have them paint the football in post. Just go empty hand, or tell them, or say no, or tell them, hey, just change the line so that I'm about to throw, and then my co-star says something, and I pull it back.
But sometimes you can't do that, because when we discussed it the next day, and everybody, Robbie, was all over you.
Of course.
To the point where you dragged your wife.
My poor wife.
She's pregnant, right?
Yeah, so she couldn't catch the football. So a friend of mine who's in our fantasy football league, he texted me. I'm like, come over, please. I'm like, I just need you to catch a football in the street. And he's like, you're going to throw? I'm like, look, my throw's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than what's on screen.
So your wife is shooting this video so you could show that you can actually throw it.
Yeah. He dropped a few passes. That was take 4. Poor Chad.
See, now the next day, I came on this set, Robbie.
You came to my defense.
Yes, because I had a similar situation.
You didn't wash your hands when you pee.
Well, let's place this in context now. I was doing a Sports Center commercial with Stuart Scott, who's washing his hands at the men's room.
Yep.
You hear a flush. I come out of a stall. You hear a flush. A jockey walks out of the stall. You hear a flush, and then the horse walks behind Stuart, who makes kind of this look like that's strange and just continues washing his hands. And I said, I'm into this, except for the fact I have to wash my hands walking out.
We don't have time. It'll kill the comedic timing.
All of that.
Yeah.
And the sound guy seeing me beg the directors and the associate directors and everybody for
And they go,
the extra
"It
time.
doesn't matter."
It doesn't. That sound guy.
No one
said
will
to-
notice.
He says to me, "It's more important, don't worry, that you wash your hands before you go in there." And I'm like, that doesn't matter. And you could see the screen grab up there. The way I handled it is I walked out of the stall with my hands in my pockets.
Oh my God.
To make it seem like, I didn't use anything in there and I don't have to wash my hands.
Yeah, you kept your hands in your pockets the whole time.
Were you hiding?
I wasn't thinking clearly, Steven. I was beside myself. And unlike you, Robbie, where you knew it was kind of like a sleeper cell for 7 years.
Nightmare. I know.
For me, it was just like a week until I wound up in like Yankee Stadium for the World Series and somebody screamed out, "Yo, Eisen, why don't you wash your hands when you go to the can?" And I was so pissed off. And there was no Twitter.
And you
There
can't
was
do anything about it.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't take to the streets to show off how I can wash my hands.
The funniest are people on Twitter that are like, "I don't care. If I was throwing the football, I'd have set it up in a way where I could really throw the ball." And I'm like, that's fine, but you've never been on a movie set. Like a day on a movie set costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're gonna try and push production by an hour. Good luck.
I direct messaged the segment to you, Steven. I'm like, you got to help your boy out here, man.
Yeah, you did. That's how I found out
But
about
I
it.
don't think you did. I think you piled on in a way or
Yeah,
something
he
like
did.
that.
He's like, Robbie's very athletic for an actor. I was like, thanks, I guess.
Oh,
But
man.
I've got a couple of sleeper cells out there. Don't you worry. And I'll
excellent.
This is ridiculous. I know for a fact that Robbie's an excellent athlete for an actor. Boy, you just kept shoveling dirt.
Yep.
There you go.
I appreciate your help, though.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.